Well, you've seen it. Couples not talking, families scrolling through dinner. Some restaurants are asking, should phones be put away while you dine? Is it rude? Is it disruptive? Or is it just a part of modern life? Let's take a look at the idea and open the floor for your take on that. Eddie, throw it to you for first comments.
Yeah, I don't want to have to duck with my comments, but here we go. Let's put it this way: when I'm not alone having dinner, and you're with other people in a restaurant and whatnot, first and foremost, at the table I'm at with my guests, if there is one pet peeve, is I get answering an important phone call. That I understand. I mean, it's life. You have family, and there's business obligations. I get that. But when you constantly to check to see if someone sent you an SMS, or somebody put something on Messenger, or swapping your finger through looking for a picture to talk about, or whatever the case is, as opposed to participating in the conversation at the table, that irks me personally. Okay, that is just the way it is. That's number one. Seeing people at other tables with their phones, what they do is their own business. That's number one. But number two, when I look over, you have a party of four. They're sitting there having dinner, and all they're doing is all four of them are staring into their phones. I just don't get it. Are they texting each other their conversations, or what's going on? That I don't get. So, look, just to summarize, so I don't have to duck the whatever's flying at me. You know what? If you're going out for dinner, and you're there to catch up, to discuss things, and whatever else, you know what? I would suggest to our viewers, put the phones away. I know there are emergencies. Put them in your pocket. And unless the phone rings, don't pick it up. Enjoy the company of everyone else. I've seen yahoos in cinemas answering your phones, or responding to a text, or whatever the case is. No, you know what? That's a little much. Have respect for the people that are around you. Or at restaurants where you're being obnoxious and you have 15 people doing the selfie and then bumping into you and just being loud and obnoxious, you know what? That kind of ruins the experience for the other patrons. So I think it's just an ounce of respect would go a long way. Restaurants banning them, I don't know about that. I think the restaurant will lose a lot of patrons if they actually impose any kind of rules where no cell phones at the table. Unless it's a novelty restaurant where they really say you don't come in unless you're checking your phone at the counter. I think that'll be pretty much hard to justify. No, I wasn't. No, I wasn't.
So, someone has a guilty conscience, I see.
Yeah, I guess.
And it keeps popping up. There we go. I think it's gone now.
You're trying to get me in trouble, Gary? What are you doing?
Make the snowballs, I'll throw them. Anyway.
What do you think? Well, what's your experience with this?
There was a time when I wasn't really guilty of having my face buried in the phone, but
right.
I might have the phone on the table over to the side. Now, like, it took a while for me to kind of put the phone at arm's length after I retired. It took a while, but now, like, there are times that the phone's somewhere here, either in the den or in the bedroom, and I'm not anywhere near it. And that never used to be the case. It was like an appendage,
right,
on my body. But I did not bury my head on the phone while at a social event. And I remembered, Deborah and I, when we were at Disney World a few years ago,
Mm-hmm.
and we went into a restaurant and we sat down and, we were talking back and forth about things we had, some of the exhibits and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple came in, and it was an older couple. And they sat down at the table across from us, the two of them. They didn't say a word when they came in. They sat down, they spoke to their server, gave their order. But all from the time, when they walked in, each one had their phone in their hands. They sat at the table, didn't even look at each other. They had their faces buried in their phones. It was the sounds of silence. Server comes with their meal. They eat the meal, the phone's off to the side, and they're still kind of scrolling and looking, and not a word was exchanged by that couple.
Wow.
And I gave Deborah a little tap under the table, and she looked over like it was bizarre. But here's the other side of it. The question was, is it just now a part of our modern day tech era that we live in, or is it rude? I would suggest it's rude. What's the point of going out for dinner unless you're by yourself and you're just sitting there, you're sitting in a restaurant, no one, and you're just kind of scrolling through. But what's the point of going out with someone else, whether it's your wife, your girlfriend, both, if it's that kind of a relationship, friends? What's the point of going out, even just to have a beer, if you're going to sit there and doom scroll all the time with your face buried in the phone? You might as well just stay home and text back and forth. And very early on, when the iPhones really first started coming out, and they were more consumer mainstream rather than the BlackBerries, and you had texting, I was sitting a couple of times. A bunch of us from work would go out for wings night and be sitting at one end of the table, and somebody would be just, like one chair over on the other side, and they'd be texting me. Okay, it was a novelty at that point, but still, like, really?
Yeah.
Just holler over.
Hey, I'm right here.
Yeah. So, you take your wife out.
That at work. You're sitting at your desk, right? And then all of a sudden you have a messenger app that your company uses, and somebody right behind you is asking a question. It's like, I'm right here. Like, I don't know. It's again, it comes down to choice. You choose to look at your phone as opposed to pay attention to the person around you or the people around you. It's just
in some cases it's probably a godsend, because if they weren't scrolling on their phone, they might be one of those loud, obnoxious types that you just want to take and whack them in the side of the melon with a 2x4 just to shut them up.
Yeah.
Manel says, what drives me insane, and I'm not advocating violence. Manel says, what drives me insane is people actually having a phone call while they're on their speaker walking down the street or in an elevator. I don't want to hear it.
Absolutely.
100% on that one, Manel.
Yeah.
You and I agree for sure on that. That, like, really? Seriously, folks? Do you not pay it? No, you're not paying attention to other people doing it because you're too busy on the phone yourself. Yeah. Deborah says, when you get together with family or friends, be present. Life is short. Enjoy the conversation or just be together. I'd only answer if it's one of my children. There you have it. The ladies have weighed in on this. I would love to see what kind of a reaction some of the dining rooms would receive if all of a sudden they said, this is a no phone zone. and you check your phone, like you check your coat in the wintertime or on a rainy day.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see the reaction. And then on top of seeing the reaction, if they actually go through and check their phone and go in for dinner, see how much interaction takes place. You know something, Eddie? I would put money on it that a lot of people would be sort of sitting there staring at each other, not quite sure how to initiate conversation or what to do. Now,
because they got so used to having their phone as a companion. They have a table for two.
Yep.
Well, it's actually a table for four, right? Yeah, interesting.
Well, or somebody walks in and they say a table for two, and you go over and sit down, put the phone on the table, and the server comes over and is your other party still coming? Oh no, my other party's already here. My phone,
right there. Yeah.
My companion.
Yeah, my Chat GPT companion.
Yeah, exactly.
My AI companion.
I can see that happening, but I think we're losing, and some people are shy. I get that because I have a shy side to me that in social situations, I tend to kind of just step back a bit, and takes me a while to warm up in strange social situations. And I used to just cringe when all of a sudden an invitation would come in. You'd have to go to one of the rubber chicken circuit dinners and press the flesh. Hi, how are you? Lovely evening, blah, blah. All of that small talk. Hated it.
Well, Gary, by the way, next week I'm hosting a pajama party. You want to come over? That'll get you out of your shell.
Oh, Lord. So, unfortunately, this is all just a sidebar of the technology. And it may come to that point, like I do not enjoy, and it's been a long time since I've gone to watch a movie in a theater.
Mm-hmm.
We went to the a couple of the presentations at Disney World and at NASA.
Right.
And the whispering and the talking that was going on and the phones and Jesus, people, what are you doing? Are you here to hear the presentation? Yeah. If not, get out.
Yeah.
And you know what? Why would I pay? I don't know what it costs to go to a movie now because it's been that long, but I won't put 5 cents down to go in and have people talk all the way through and talk about what's happening on the screen because they've already watched the movie or they've read all of the reviews and this is coming up and that's coming up. And it's the same when you go to a concert and somebody has the playlist from the last 3 concerts. Oh, this is coming up, blah, blah, blah. I don't want to know until they actually started.
Yeah.
So I guess, as much as I love technology and embrace technology, there are some areas of it where I draw the line, and this is one of them. Put your damn phones away. Enjoy the meal. Help others to enjoy the surroundings, and their meal. How do you enjoy a meal if all you're doing is just, kind of shoveling it in your mouth, not even watching what you're shoveling from your plate into your yap, and scrolling and on your phone? Part of like a nice meal is the atmosphere and the presentation of the meal. Well, if you're there scrolling on your phone and TikToking and whatever, and you're just shoveling, you lose a large part of the essence of the experience.
Yeah.
You got me wound up now, Eddie. Jeez.
I know. Pajama party it is.
Then we got a couple of comments to catch up on, and then I guess we should call it a day.
All right.
Now, well, what happens to the people that are now dating their chat GPT that consider a person that they consider a person when they go out to dinner? Well, yeah, we just addressed that one.
Yeah.
And Nancy comes back with, went to a bar in Aruba off a cruise ship. Sign said, no Wi-Fi, pretend you were on vacation. Loved it.
Well, you know what? Maybe something like that at the entrance of a restaurant, kind of making people feel guilty for taking out their phone. That's all it might take in some cases, right?
Yeah, but you know, some people have really dumbed down over the years.
Yeah, I know.
Stuck in the
I was being very hopeful.
You know, and the other part of it is they get stuck in the trap of social media, which is not very social in a lot of ways. But you know, and yeah, it's just these are interesting times, Eddie.
Indeed.
Very interesting times indeed.